Hello and welcome to News Update. I'm Moses Humphrey. Members of the Nigeria Labour Congress NLC have commenced protests over the removal of petrol subsidy. The protesters have converged at the Ikeja underbridge in Lagos State. Recall that last Wednesday, the NLC issued a 7-day ultimatum to the federal government to reverse all anti-poor and insensitive policies. The union also called on civil society organizations, CSOs, and its councils across the states to join in the August 2 nationwide strike to protest the soaring cost of living in the country. Efforts by the federal government to halt the planned strike and protest failed. The Nigeria Safety Investigation Bureau (NSIB) stated that it has commenced a probe into the crash involving an aircraft in the capital of Lagos, Ikeja. NSIB is an agency of the federal government charged with the responsibility of investigating aircraft accidents in Nigeria. Recall that a jet crashed along the Oba Akran Avenue in Ikeja yesterday afternoon. Reacting to the incident, the NSIB spokesperson, Tunji Oketubi, disclosed that the aircraft was on a test flight within Lagos with 2 passengers on board before the accident. The aircraft caught fire on impact, but the spread was contained by the rainfall at the time of impact. The 2 souls on board were taken to the hospital. The NSIB hereby solicits information from the general public in the form of pictures, videos, or recording evidence to assist in conducting a comprehensive investigation. President Bola Tinubu will send a new batch of ministerial nominees to the Senate for screening today. The names of the new batch of ministerial nominees would be read at the plenary. Also, the screening of the 28 nominees will be concluded today so that the next batch can be screened thereafter. Justice Nicholas Owibo of the Federal High Court in Lagos has granted the suspended governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Godwin Emefiele, leave to serve the Director General of the Department of State Services, Mr. Yusuf Bichi, the order of the court admitting him to bail and directing his remand in the custody of the Nigerian Correctional Service. Justice Owibo granted the order following an ex parte application moved by Emefiele's counsel, Mrs. Ogonnaya Shonuga. The DSS had last week arraigned Emefiele before the judge on 2 counts bordering on illegal possession of firearms. The DSS stated that it found Emefiele in possession of a single-barrel shotgun and 123 rounds of live ammunition without license, but the defendant pleaded not guilty and was granted 20 million naira bail with 1 surety in like sum. Justice Owibo ordered that Emefiele should be remanded in the Ikoyi facility of the Nigerian Correctional Service, pending the perfection of the bail conditions. The DSS, however, rearrested him, stopping the Nigerian Correctional Service from taking him to the Ikoyi custodial facility as ordered by the court. In a bid to enforce the court order for his remand at the Ikoyi facility of the Nigerian Correctional Service, Emefiele prayed the court for the leave to serve the order on the DSS DG. In his ruling, Justice Owibo granted the prayers. In business, the federal government disclosed that it had spent about 7 trillion naira as direct interventions in the power sector, despite privatizing the electricity generation and distribution arms of the industry since November 2013. It revealed this at a briefing in Abuja to announce the forthcoming Nigeria Electricity Supply Industry Market Participants and Stakeholders Roundtable. It explained that the 7 trillion naira did not include interventions from international donors. Now, this was disclosed by the Transmission Company of Nigeria. The market operator of the federal government-owned Transmission Company of Nigeria, Dr. Edmund AJ, mentioned that the market had not been able to pay for up to 4,000 megawatts of electricity for more than 2 decades. In foreign news, Russian drones have targeted Kyiv and damaged infrastructure at the port in Odessa last night, in the latest attack on the Black Sea coastal city since Moscow withdrew from a grain deal last month. Ukraine's Air Force said it intercepted 23 Shahed drones during the night, mostly in Odessa and Kyiv. The head of the city administration, Serhiy Popko, mentioned that all 10 drones directed at Kyiv were intercepted. He further disclosed that numerous loud explosions were heard overnight as air defense systems were activated. The Ukrainian army said it also repelled Iranian-made Shahid 136, that's 136 drones launched from the Sea of Azov across the Black Sea, aimed at the Odessa region. But the attack resulted in damage to a grain elevator and a fire at a facility used to transport the country's crucial grain export. The regional governor, Oleg Kipper, said there were no reports of casualties. And that's the news update on VOP TV. We'd like you to subscribe and engage with us on YouTube. It is Voice of the People TV, and on other social media channels. We are at VOP TV Live. I'm Moses Humphrey. Good morning.